So here is the Q&A video that I promised I would do. Sorry it's taken me so long. I think I put up the Q&A kind of 2-3 months ago, and it's taken me a while to get around to making it because, in the words of Rihanna, I have been working all the time. Crazy busy, so sorry for that, but I will go through them right here, right now. So I must say, this has to be probably my favourite question, which is from Dylan Johnson, who said, do you consider yourself an LGBT lion? Now, because I'm kind of older and I felt maybe I'm just not down with the kids anymore, I really sat back and thought, an LGBT lion? What does this mean? I even went so far as to Google it because I thought I was so out of touch with the LGBT lingo. Alas, I couldn't find anything, so I replied to Dylan, as you will see, saying, this sounds interesting. I will have to do some serious thinking about this one. To which Dylan then replied, legend, not lion, lol. And also added, this is why I hate typing. Well, Dylan, for one thing, I can say that you are a legend because you utterly confused me and genuinely had me searching for what an LGBT lion was. I just thought it was a new craze. Do I consider myself an LGBT legend? No, I consider myself kind of a general all-round legend. That's why they call me Anne's the Legend. Am I an LGBT legend? No, I think to be a legend you probably have to put in a lot of work and have a huge impact and make a vast change. But saying that, I think anyone can be a legend in their own right, so long as you are staying true to who you are and you are trying to make the world a better place for yourself, but also, more importantly, for the people around you. I would say there are quite a few people I've met throughout my lifetime, and this can be kind of bloggers, vloggers, political activists, social activists, whatever it may be, and they genuinely deem themselves to be legends. And I think what surprised me in my journey is the extent to which there are egos inherent in sectors of the world that you think, okay, these people are dedicated supposedly to making a change and making things better and caring about people, but actually what drives them is the way they're perceived. So they like to be adored and admired and complimented for the work they do. And that's not to say the work they do isn't great, because it is, and they sacrifice a lot to do it, but there is a degree of adoration involved, and that's something that I've learned over time and something that has kind of surprised me. And I think if you go to my YouTube homepage, you see the banner thing across the top, and it's kind of funny, I would think, because I made it. But it says, thou shalt keep it real always. And I think the two things that I've tried to maintain whilst doing this channel is to keep it real and to some degree, you know, keep it classy. And I think there is a fine line, and when you're governed by YouTube and figures and comments and likes and money, as a lot of people are, it's quite easy to kind of fall over into a category and start exposing things about your life, about yourself, and doing things to make the money, to get the views. And I always promised myself I wouldn't do that, hence why I have low subscribers, low view count, but that's fine. So maybe that makes me an LGBT legend, I don't know. Probably not, because no one will have ever heard of me. So the bottom line is, I don't consider myself a legend in the LGBT world, I'm just a general ledge, as are we all. So then Tom has asked, who were your LGBTQ plus role models growing up, if any? Do you have any now? And do you think young people today have enough LGBTQ plus role models? And this is an interesting question. No, I don't think there are enough role models today. There definitely weren't in the past. When I was growing up, no, I didn't really have a role model. I didn't know any gay people around me in my friends or family circle. And I think in the media, popular culture, there just, in terms of gay women, was a serious lack of representation. One thing that does stand out from probably 5 years ago or so now was when I saw Jessie J, the singer, interviewed on a chat show, and they probed her a bit about her sexuality. And she was actually very honest and open and said she was bisexual and why should there be a problem with it. And she was very confident about it. And I remember watching that at the time and feeling quite inspired and thinking, God, it's so good to see somebody out there who's really owning it and confident and won't be knocked down. And I found that quite inspiring in a role model kind of way. But obviously a couple of years down the line, she really did a 180 on that. And she went forward to say that her bisexuality was a phase and that she was only interested in men. And I think that was incredibly damaging to the bisexual community. It was damaging to me because I thought, well, really, she's one of the only more feminine looking women who have come out boldly and confidently, and then within a couple of years she's actually said, oh no, I wasn't really bisexual, I was just confused, which is like the worst stigma attached to the LGBTQ plus community. So I think role models aren't always the best bet because you put them on a pedestal and they'll always end up either falling off it or being knocked off it in some capacity. Beyond that, I literally can't even think of really gay women in the media popular culture because there are so few, particularly feminine gay women. But Lady Gaga, I must say, has been not a role model. I don't really like the idea of role models, but she did inspire me when I went to see her in concert many years ago, and she told everyone to stand up for gay rights and everyone had to stand up, and she was doing a great big spiel about gay rights and gay marriage, which wasn't legal at the time. And I remember walking away from that and feeling very empowered. And I think she's done an incredible amount for the LGBT community. But saying that, she's not gay herself. I think she's claimed to be bisexual, but I don't buy it. I think she's wholly into men. She's very, very heterosexual, which is fine. And it's lovely that she'll take the time to fight for other people's rights, but at the same time you kind of get a bit fed up and you think, well, it would be nice to actually have someone to look up to who's actually a gay woman who's still confident and proud and trying to fight for a better world. And those people, I still think today, are really, really lacking. So in answering the latter part of your question, no, I don't think young people do have enough LGBT role models, and YouTube has been very good for that. YouTube has offered a platform for people to hear coming out stories, hear about what it's like to, you know, live a gay lifestyle, which is the same as a straight lifestyle, and just normalise it. And I know that was probably the biggest turning point for me in my coming out journey, was finding LGBT bloggers and vloggers and building my confidence through hearing what they said and relating to them. So I hope, and that was why I set up this channel, that even if one person sees these videos and I can help them, then it's all worth it, 100%. But at the same time, I think a lot of these channels can be actually damaging in terms of how they're representing LGBT people. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. So yes, Tom, we need more LGBTQ+ role models desperately in all walks of life. I come out to my students, I'm a lecturer, and I do come out to them. I don't just walk into the room and say, hey guys, I'm gay. But when I'm teaching about homophobic hate crime, I normally do a little spiel at the end every year, just to wake everybody up at the end of the seminar, and I say, would it help, do you think, if we had more gay, trans, bi role models in society? And they have a discussion, and the general consensus is yes, it would. I say, how many of you had openly gay teachers when you were at school? Most of the time, nobody puts their hands up. Occasionally one person might say, oh yeah, I did. And I said, well, don't you think it would help if teachers were visible? If you had a teacher that was visibly, you know, open about their sexuality, would it give you more confidence? And they say, yeah, I guess it probably would. And I say, well, I'd like you all to know that I'm gay. And then you can hear like a pin drop in the room. And some people I know who are gay, and also teachers, say, oh, I would never do that, never bring your personal life into the classroom. It's not my personal life. I'm not telling them about my partner. I'm not telling them about what I did last Saturday. I'm not telling them about where I live and where they can find me. I'm just telling them a part of my identity that's no different to my skin colour, my eye colour, my gender. It's so important because for any student, and there will have been a few students who have heard me say that along the way, who are suffering, who are gay, who are trans or bi, and who need someone to talk to, they see me in that moment. So I think the more of us that can do that in subtle and inclusive ways, the better it's going to be for younger generations. So role models aren't all about, you know, who's in the press and who's famous and who do we watch on telly. It's me, it's you, it's everyone making a tiny little difference. So Nina Varwell asks, what is the best lesson you have learned from coming out? I think that life is just too damn short. Life is too short. And now that I've got older and kind of coming out starts to be something that's more of a dot in my rearview mirror. It used to be something that I could see very clearly and remember very clearly, and gradually as the years go by it's becoming something in the distance, which is good. I think, oh my gosh, how many years did I waste you know, depressed and lonely and isolated and hating myself, and what a waste of many years of my life. And also one of the really important lessons I've learned is I always thought that my sexuality would be something that would define me in a negative way. People would only view me as gay, people would kind of put me in a corner, people would distance themselves from me, I'd struggle with it. It would always be this kind of anchor weighing me down that I had to drag around with me. And I was actually wrong. It's become something that's forced me to be much more confident, to understand what other people go through. And that's not just people who have struggles with their sexuality or their gender identity, but people who suffer from racism, ageism, you know, sexism. I was already kind of down with the sexism thing, but you know, lots of different kinds of characteristics. And I always felt a connection to minority groups anyway, even when I was a kid, and never really, obviously I just thought it was because I was a caring person, but it's because I was in one myself, which also I think gives you a very valid insight into what it's like to be in a minority group and the everyday struggle of it. It gives you this set of kind of invisible glasses that allows you to view the world instead of just in tunnel vision. It opens it up, and many people will say, well, I'm not bothered about that. Well, I say screw you, because why live your life like this, only seeing this, when you can actually open it up and learn about all kinds of different people and what they go through and help them, because that's a much more meaningful life. And final question, Beneath Disguise has written, who are your favourite YouTubers and will you do more on YouTube? Oh, what a question. I definitely don't have a favourite YouTuber. I'm very much aware of the different LGBT channels that are out there and what the popular ones are. I do enjoy occasionally watching some videos from Living Rosa, because I think that they represent themselves and their families in quite an authentic way. It's very nice to see the journey they've gone on, and they're quite open and honest, and as I say, they keep it classy, which is very important. And I think they are good role models and send out a good message, especially to young LGBT people. But there are a lot of channels on there, and they're just saturated with gloss and with beauty, with aestheticism, with just clickbait. You know, you see the video still and it says something completely outlandish, and you look at the image and you think, oh my gosh, what's that all about? And people just click on it because this is kind of human innate curiosity, and this is why tabloid papers sell so much. This is why the Daily Mail is one of the biggest selling papers, even though it produces absolute crap, because there's this human desire to look at this scandalous crap, and people don't want to hear authentic stories. People aren't going to click on this video because the video still is just going to be me, you know, sat here like this. This is the video still. Pretty damn boring, isn't it? I don't have a title above my head saying, I don't know, lesbian kisses man for the first time, which if you're familiar with LGBT YouTubers, the popular ones, you'll know who the people are that do that. So I think it's unfortunately liquidized crap. It's really crap. I just don't like it. But that said, YouTube helped me a lot, and there are a lot of good channels. There are a lot of interesting stories, and also the stuff like TED Talks where people are talking about their sexuality and the gay struggle and the history of sexuality. That's all fantastic. So I'm often, it will be at the weekend when I'm kind of getting ready slowly and trying to wake up, I'll have my phone on a little tripod and I'll have a TED Talks on, or I'll watch an LGBT vlog or a story, because I think it's good to keep up to date with things. So yeah, there are loads of great stuff out there. But there's also a lot of bad stuff out there, and I think it gives people an illusion and a kind of false idea of what it means to be gay, and some of those channels really don't do justice for the LGBT community and also for young people, because it just tells them that they have to be beautiful, they have to look a certain way, life is constantly amazing. A lot of these people don't have jobs. They say they've quit their jobs to do YouTube full time. That's really concerning to me, I think, unless you're like a professional videographer or something. To do vlogs every day, for me to quit my jobs, because I have two, believe it or not, one full-time, one part-time, work 6 days a week, every week. For me to quit my jobs and to just hold up my camera and be like, hi guys, I'm off to the supermarket, check out what I'm buying, check out these Halloween offers. Hi guys, I'm home, I'm gonna bake some cookies. Hi guys, here's my girlfriend. Hi guys. How is that helping anybody? I have a career, I have a job, I have dreams, I have ambitions, I want to help people. YouTube is a very small part of the way in which I can do that, but would I give up my job for it like these other vloggers? Hell to the no, not even if I was making lots of money and wanted to do it every day, never gonna happen. So I think the answer to your second question, will I be doing more videos? No, I think you probably mean, will I be doing more vlog type videos? No, sometimes I was a bit tempted by doing it in the past, because I thought, oh, this is what people seem to like and this is what people want to see, because it kind of normalises gay relationships. But no, I genuinely do not even have the time, even if I wanted to. But I don't think that helps. I just want to keep it real, keep it classy, talk to you about the issues that matter, answer questions you have. I spend a lot of time replying to emails, which is something, you know, nobody sees. Talking to people, there's a few names that I've spoken to for years and we keep in contact, and it's been fantastic to see their journey and their growth, and that's what I'm interested in, not vlogging. Although I do have some fantastic trips to the supermarket. Maybe one day, if you're lucky, as a special treat, I will vlog my trip on my weekly shop. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any more questions, write them in the comment box, drop me an email. I will do my best to help you and answer in any capacity. Thank you for all your support this year and over the years, and I hope I've been able to help somebody out there in some small way. Thank you. Peace.